Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy!
Hey, welcome back to the Age of Rock podcast. Bill, Dennis, and Alan are back together again. It's been a little while since we've all kind of been together, and we brought along some friends. So we brought along Robert Anthony Robinson and the band. So, Robert, why don't you introduce those fellas you got hanging out there with you in the living room?
And in this corner, playing the bass guitar.
Chris only. Thank you very much.
And in that corner, playing the other guitar. And in this corner, playing the xylophone, the marimba, and the djembe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That too. He plays a little bit of drums on the side.
He's a mime. All right, so in case anybody wasn't able to hear there, because it was a little dicey. So we have Chris Onley on bass and vocals, David Kendall on drums and vocals, and Brian McGrew on guitar. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yep. And we have Robert.
Yep. Close enough.
All right. We're getting close anyway. I'm going to tell you, that's a pretty badass graphic. I'm going to post that up there. That'll be the graphic we use. That is pretty damn cool, man.
It is cool.
Thank you very much. That's I modeled that tongue. It was a cold day. We're actually coming back from Salem, Oregon, and we decided to pull over. I had to pee really bad. And we pulled over, and they said, "Hey, before I take a pee, will you take a picture of my tongue real quick?" And so the guy was like, "Sure." And then I looked over because there's some cattle farms and so forth, and I saw some barbed wire on the ground. And so I went over and I grabbed this barbed wire. I said, "Dude, take a picture of my tongue." And I wrapped around that, and he took a picture, and the rest is history.
Wow.
These guys never knew that. I just told them
That's a made-up story.
Thank you. Well, you know.
Does that story change every now and then? Does it a little bit? It's like, yeah.
Being that you were taking a leak, it's a good thing you didn't wrap that barbed wire someplace else. That would have maybe hurt.
I didn't say that wasn't my first thought. I gotta sell this thing, dude. There's kids buying this, moms, grandmas, and shit. I mean, give me a break.
The core came up down.
See, that's the special edition. You get that that inner sleeve.
That's for the super fans. I give them the sleeve.
There you go. The rock world has completely changed now. We're just wrapping shit up in barbed wire because, you know.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, no
We
kidding.
tried lace. I mean, I tried something.
You know, back in the day, you know, you could wear some spandex and stuff like that. Seemed to be the trick, but now we're just on barbed wire, all full
Spandex. Once they've seen your ween, then that's pretty much where do you go from there? You know?
Those are all our swag bags.
There you go. That and socks. Don't ask any questions.
That is very true.
I'd be doing that, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is a comedy album." There you go.
All full of short stories.
Short stories. Oh my God.
Ramones short songs.
Don't get me started on short stories.
And some of them are true.
All right, say, Robert, talk to us about the band and kind of how you guys got together and that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, I just got back from the NOM. It was about 72, and I was just trying to get my head together. No, I take that back. I was never in the NOM. The NAM show, I've been dying to go there.
Oh, yeah, that's close.
Anyway,
really
so actually, Dave has a really good story about how he and I hooked up. And just remember this, that what he's about to tell you, it's not entirely true, but he has a great version of it. So you, yeah.
We cannot hear Dave at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know if Dave's has a problem.
Anything now?
No.
Weird. What?
No.
Get your face on that.
He's the loudest guy in this thing.
Hello.
Hey, there we go.
There
Oh.
you go.
That's gotta be direct. Yes.
We've been laying down our best stuff and they're not hearing it. That's crazy. Can we start over again? Because I had some hilarious stuff that you'd probably miss in the first spot.
But we just thought you were a mime, so it was really funny. It worked. It worked. It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make this super short. So Robert and I have known each other for a long time. His band and my band back in the day used to do gigs together, and years passed. I moved down to California, did my thing down there for years. He was doing his thing up here, and when I moved back, we would periodically see each other or write each other or talk to each other, and constantly, dude, call me when call me if you need somebody to play drums, call me. And so he would then not call me, and then he would hold on. I know you're gonna have a different perspective, but I'm not lying. And then it wasn't entirely his fault, because he would try to reach out, and then I wouldn't get back to him, and then I would reach out. And so long story short is I'm at a club one night, very good friend of mine walks up to me and says, "Hey, did you hear that I'm playing with Robert Anthony Robinson now?" So after my blood stopped, I'm kidding, my blood wasn't boiling. I was like, "Oh, that's great. I'm happy for you." And then the next time I saw Robert, I came close to murdering him, but he's actually much tougher than I am. So I just kind of laid down and took it. Here we go. And then things just didn't work out with that drummer. I ended up coming into the fold, and we started working on the stuff, and that's it. That's the story. So I've known this guy for way too long. God love him.
That's the only true part of that.
That's true.
Did you hear any of that?
Did that all come across?
Yeah, we heard all of it. Yep. I was just waiting for you to. I was waiting to figure out if you guys had some bonding moment with barbed wire. I was just waiting for that. I thought that maybe that was the
Bonding moment with barbed wire.
Hey, we're going at it. We're playing out of town this weekend. You just ruined my fucking time. Thanks so much. Appreciate that shit. Thanks so much.
I'm wondering if I could.
So you guys are from the Pacific Northwest, is that right? So you're up in the Seattle area or Washington or somewhere in that book?
Yeah, everybody says Pacific Northwest. The first thing that's Seattle. In fact, they did some stuff. And to us, it's kind of a big deal. And they put from Seattle, Washington. No, we actually, we're right now in Vancouver, Washington, which is near Portland. It's a bedroom community of Seattle, if you will.
We are right across.
I was like, yep, never heard of it. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No,
Nope, 3 hours south of Seattle. How's that?
Cool. Yeah, we just couldn't hear him again.
Like now.
No, the mic does not like him.
Is this mic?
Yeah,
I think the mic is right here.
I think so.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's you guys have to put your face right here, I think. Put your mouth right here. I think that's gonna work the best. You must enunciate.
Obviously, you're not using a stage mic.
We're sitting in my studio right now, and I probably have $1 million worth of shit in here. And I'm not using any of it. That's genius.
You wouldn't be the first time that this would not be the first time that's happened. Just so you know. All right, so talk to us a little bit about the record, Robert. So, tell us about how it came about. What was driving force behind it?
The record, the driving force was I had a bunch of guys at the time that could not fucking learn the song to save their lives. They could not. There was just a lot of things that's why I got these guys. These guys are like freaking Superman, right? The guys I had before, super frustrating. No one's supposed to hear them anymore. And plus they're super fucking handsome, and that doesn't hurt at all. I mean, look at me. Well, actually, it's not too bad. Anyway, so I had these songs kicking around for a little bit, and I decided, I only put something out when I have a bunch of songs that kind of sound like they go together. Because honestly, in my fat, stupid brain, I've got like 4 or 5 different albums, all different stuff. I got a hip hop album. I got a pop funk album from my last band. I've got a whole nother RAR light album, these guys call it. All this freaking music. So I like to release it when I get a clutch of songs that sound the same or actually like they go together. Not the same because I can't write the same song to save my life. but sound like they go together. And so I had this clutch of songs that I was just really excited to record it. I tried to get the band at the time on board, and they just was not, they were not doing it. So we did it. We recorded the album, and it came out like that. The songs actually, for me, the music comes first, and then the lyrics just kind of, I just barf them out. It's weird how it all happens. The lyrics always come afterwards, but some of the songs took on some different meanings, like Truth, the single, took on a lot of different meanings because it happened pre-COVID. I've been sitting on this record for a couple years, and then COVID happened and put a stick in our spokes again, and we were finally able to see the light at the end of the tunnel and put the record out. Almost put the record out, but we decided to make a video. And so we made the Truth video. I sent you guys that video, right? I sent you the video. We made that video. And then the guy that recorded the video for us, Dan Pred, amazing videographer, he sent us to some buddies of his. I showed it to some people, and all of a sudden, boom, we got 5 or 6 offers, record deals. And we were like, wow, And so we made the choice that was best for us, and we got to put the record out, and now you guys are hearing it. And so we're doing this. It just feels so right now. I'm just feeling this with you, and you.
Feels like a date.
Well, you were talking about making the music video. You were talking about making the music video. You spoke a little bit about the person who did it. What kind of production went into making that video? Because, I watched that video a few times, and I think that is probably one of the better produced videos and pardon my terminology here if it's incorrect, but from a somewhat independent artist. That was
right.
That's a well-produced video, a lot better than a lot I've seen.
Thank you very much. It's a combination of the videographer, obviously, Dan, the concept, and the location. Now, we had played at a club called Erebus in Kelso, Washington. Amazing club. I mean, that kind of club needs to be in a big city somewhere. He's in Kelso. It's a small city. He's pulling fans together. He's pulling the scene together. It's really awesome what he's doing over there. Dan Stacy, big up to you. Anyway, so the club is amazing. All that stuff you see in there, all the skulls and all that weird stuff in there, that's in the club. Dan, he went there like a day ahead just to get footage of the club itself. And so all those little scenes with all that weird stuff, the altars and all that shit, that's the club. That's how it sits in nature right now. And the rest of it was just us acting like idiots on stage with a bunch of lights and shit and shaking cameras and shit. And that was it.
I thought that was mostly claymation.
Some of it was me singing and the guitar solo. I don't actually play the guitar.
Lots of softening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at my age lines. I've got the Joan Collins gauze lights every time they film me.
I feel like a baby. I've had a beard for a while, and we went back to masks at work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm shaving that fucker off and going back to baby.
Mask. That's fun.
We're doing that again. Anyway, one thing I do love about being on this show and doing this podcast is the fact of getting or being introduced to music that I usually would not find. Around here, our radio stations suck. There's nothing that's going to play anything like that progressive. And when you sent us, you sent us the thing saying, hey, here's the video, watch the video. And then we got the Dropbox, on the songs. I started listening to the songs, and I'm like, at first I'm like, that's kind of a little bit out of my box where I usually listen to. But then your stuff goes all over the spectrum. That's one thing I like, and that's one thing I loved about it. And the thing was, I kept listening to the song, and I'm like, oh man, I think that's one of my favorite songs. And then the next one would come on, I'm like, oh man, I think that's a favorite one. And I'm like, there was not a skipper in the bunch. And I said, I like the way I was just like, what's going to be next? What are they going to do next? And for me, I think that like This Is Gonna Hurt. That's one of my favorites because it's got that.
Mine too.
It's got this kind of
that
almost
might be the next single.
Okay. But one thing I like about that song is I'm one of those, I'm kind of a closet 80s guy. I like some of that 80s kind of overproduction stuff, and it has that little bit of edge to it with the other stuff mixed in.
We're old, so yeah.
Right. let's see, Break It All Again is a great song. Blood in the Water is odd, but I was just like, I really, really, really like that. The one thing I did like too, though, and it's on Truth, is who you put that, like when you get into your chorus, you've got that guitar that's just, man, just in your face. That rhythm that's playing during the chorus, it's like, and it comes out of nowhere, and then it's almost center in the speaker. You know what I'm saying? I had earphones on, and it's just sitting there, and it's just almost too loud. But being a guitar player, I'm like, I like that. It's like, how did he talk himself into doing that? Because he's. And then, like I said, the other thing I do like about all these songs, and I don't know if it's the direct or way to say it, but the call and response. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
When you're singing this thing, and then you got that backup calling it the same thing, but it's kind of off center or almost megaphonish kind of sound. I think it's spectacular. Like I said, this has been one of the, and like I said, I like coming across stuff like this because I wouldn't have found it on my own, and I appreciate you sending it to us because, like I said, now is this thing available on vinyl? I want to get some.
We are working on it. Our distributor actually has a connection to get vinyl. We're talking about vinyl, but we're doing it. We're trying not to blow our load so early.
I know. Right.
We're trying to build the freeway and not just a bunch of fake streams and fake views and all that crap, and find actual people. So it's me and the rest of the guys. We're going out. We're pounding the pavement. I'm talking to folks like you. We're doing stuff like this. Sending an email, say, hey, check out my record. I just put it out, and that way, that's a real fucking connection, I think.
Yeah.
Talking to somebody that's not two guys with 100 computers, doing 3-second views on your video. There you go. They give you $500. That's your, 10,000 views and all that. That's not real. That's not real.
No, I was, like I said, I was really, really, really impressed. Like I said, it was one of those things where
thank you so much.
We get a lot of stuff, and not all of it is at that level.
Thank you so much.
I think we're too good for vinyl. I think we're going to go straight for leather.
There you go.
So, there's that.
We never.
You guys are doing retro, right? You're just going to go wait for 8 tracks to come back around.
Why the fuck not? It's a shit show out there right now, right?
Hey, you never know, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Cassettes are coming back, and
I know they've got these USB cassettes too. I was like, God, I should get a bunch of those.
But who in the hell has a cassette player?
USB. It's crazy. I know. Well, it's not a real cassette. It's got a USB in it.
Oh, okay.
Thumb drive. It flips out of the bottom, and you just plug in your computer.
Yeah, it looks like. But they are making some cassettes though too.
That's
it's
crazy.
Just cool.
I can't even believe it. That's crazy. I don't have a cassette player. Do you have a cassette player?
I'm glad that I hung on to mine. Yeah.
I have a cassette deck that I use to.
It's in my garage.
Wow.
I have a cassette player that I use to import music into my computer.
Really?
Occasionally, someone has a cassette that they want digitized.
Wow.
Speaking of pounding the pavement, we do have your song "Truth" on A to Z Radio playing as a fresh cut, which is new music to our station. So you're one of us now.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
And also, speaking of pounding the pavement, do you guys have any tour plans?
Oh man, do we? We the COVID put a stick in our spokes big time. We were going to tour. The whole thing was supposed to happen.
Do next weekend. Does that count?
What was that?
Bar crawl. We're going to do a bar crawl next weekend. Does that count?
Absolutely, man. Anytime you can get somebody out there. People are paying big money to see bands in big arenas and crap like that. And, that's all fine and dandy. But sometimes I just like to go find a band I maybe never heard of and just check them out in a bar. And
I love new music.
Nothing wrong with
New music is what it's all about. I mean, I hate to say it. I play in a cover band. I also play in a tribute band. But the original band, I played, I have my couple original bands, and that's all about original music. It's about new music. I mean, all the tribute bands were original bands at one point, all the cover bands, those are all original bands. It's like this culture developed, especially out here where we are. The tribute bands are huge out here. It's ridiculous how big they are. And people would rather, it's like their musical taste stopped developing in their teens, right? I think that's an actual scientific fact. But out here, it seems really super prevalent. So tributes are huge out here. So it's kind of a struggle sometimes to be an original act and find a crowd or find people. At this point, I figure you put the music out and it will find people. You put it out there like you guys really like a lot of the same things I like about the music. And that kind of speaks to all original music. There's so many different things that's not the formula, that you're forced to listen to on the radio and all that stuff. It's just, we got to stick together, man. Woo!
It seems to me too, like you get some original bands that come out, but they don't really have an original idea. It's like, no, you really liked Alice in Chains a lot, and everything you made sounds like Alice in Chains. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
Right.
That's one thing I liked about the stuff that you sent me. I mean, it just goes all over the spectrum. If that's not quite
influences.
Right, and if this is not your cup of tea, wait to the next song. This one probably will be.
Exactly.
So while you're speaking of influences, tell us a little bit about your influences. I'm stepping on my tongue here.
Geez, I think we all actually kind of have different influences. We all come from slightly different places. So, Dave, tell us a little bit about your influences, and if you don't mind, you guys have to say, because it's all weird stuff, like your xylophone music and shit, and Yanni.
Hey, when you turn your face away from the microphone, we can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
What is up with my voice?
In the middle.
Okay, I'm going to be really close.
There you go.
Terrible. Terrible that close. Mindful. I mean, it's funny because a lot of our influences were actually the same. I mean, I'm a drummer, so when I was young, it was all about Neil Peart and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and I was super into progressive rock. I loved Kansas. I love and then I got super. I know I'm going.
You got to make us sound younger than that.
Oh, I'm sorry, younger? Oh, yeah. I absolutely love, I was super influenced by Travis Barker. Thank you. I'll be here all week. But no, and then for some reason it just one of my metal band back in the year 1999 took off.
Gargoyle. You remember Gargoyle?
I've heard that name.
Look them up. Of course you have. These guys were freaking about to blow up like supernova. Like
that was a long time ago. But after that, I started to get into really, really heavy stuff. I was obviously into Slayer and Metallica and Megadeth and Exodus and Anthrax and anything that was super heavy. I was totally on board for a long time. And then and so over the years, my influences kind of shifted. And then I got into super melodic stuff, and I just couldn't get enough of like King's X. And I couldn't get enough of like Seven Dust and King's X and King Diamond. If it had kind of a progressive melodic kind of super heavy thing, I was completely
As long as the bands had the word King in it.
Oh, King Crimson. I know. I didn't look at. I didn't get that.
What about Queen?
Oh, I loved Queen.
I saw Queen, dude. Saw them live. It was amazing. I'm sorry. Okay, now you guys again.
So that's my influence, and the thing. You guys simmer down. I'm having to scold my band. But the thing that I loved, the thing that I loved about Robert when I heard it, was that it had a little bit of like all of my favorite bands in it from all of these years. And don't ever tell him I said this, but I think his voice is just ridiculous. I think he's been blessed with this. Like he's able to sing. He can do the scream if he wants to. He's super soulful. He's just a really incredible vocalist, and I love the songs. And so my influences from the past, I think we just kind of came together, and it was just on. So that's where I'm from. Now I'm going to give somebody else a chance. Go.
And Brian, I like music. It's good.
bagpipes, accordion, all good. No, actually,
That's why we don't.
I'm kind of following along with a lot of that. I listen to, metal, Beatles and melodic stuff and Black Sabbath. That's, Maiden and Judas Priest. Those are all like a lot of my influences too. But I also like a lot of old 70s yacht rock too. So I don't know. I've got some very weird, and I do like the bagpipes. I am not kidding about that. Hey, thank you, Captain. Captain.
I did a radio show of yacht rock. So anyway.
And then I've got a bit of, quite a bit of a metal background, but a lot of pop. I kind of grew up on AM radio. I guess I'm aging myself there. But, and that was one of the things that drew me to Robert's band as well. I mean, anything that's got a heavy groove to it, but it's got good melodic sense. I mean, that I can walk out of there singing it afterwards, just humming and singing it, that it's catchy. That's what drew me in.
I wrote that house, by the way.
Yes, I sold it. So that's me.
Brian didn't tell you this, but he actually plays accordion.
Okay.
He's multi-talented. In the words of the famous Tom Waits, a gentleman is a man who plays the accordion, but doesn't. No, I screwed that up. A gentleman is a man who can play the accordion, but doesn't. So yeah, you can fix that in post, right? Where is this post? You guys?
There's no post.
We do not. There is
We
no
don't
post.
There's no post. We
The
don't
whole
edit
shit
anything.
show gets
All right.
released.
I'm signing off. How do you? We got a match. Can you?
We forgot to tell you, we don't clean
how
up
do you-
jack shit. So
Well, fuck.
Unless
never
it's a
signed
legal
a letter.
issue. Unless it's a legal issue that or somebody or you'll get shot for saying something, we'll maybe work something out. But other than that, it's all on there, brother.
okay, I got a question before we go any further. Where did you get the Black Star Rider t-shirt?
Oh my gosh. I'm a huge Thin Lizzy fan. So when the Black Star Riders came out, I mean, I got on board from their first album, and I just was an instant fan because, it sounds a lot like Thin Lizzy. A couple of the, one of the original members from Thin Lizzy in there, Scott Gorham, and got to actually finally see them when they came to the U.S. here about 3 or 4 years ago. And I got this at the concert, but I was actually wearing a Phil Lynott shirt there, and I was third row, and they looked at me and they're like, "Yeah!" So that was a proud moment for me.
Cool. That's a great t-shirt. I just that's a band I got turned on to off the show here. We had somebody on the show, and I can't remember who.
Yeah,
it
we
was.
had the guitar player.
Scott Gorham.
Isn't it terrible? Come on, Alan.
Is it Scott Gorham?
No.
No, we had Damon Johnston on.
Yeah,
the show.
Damon Johnson.
Damon Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Damon
yes.
Johnson. There you go. Thank you, Alan.
I couldn't think of his name so
Damon
much.
Johnson.
I was
he
looking real
came
stupid there.
I was just letting you hang.
I was hanging myself hard too. I was like,
Well, Damon Johnson came on the Thin Lizzy scene when they're doing live shows here probably about 10, 15 years ago.
No,
But he's from Brother Kane. He's the singer,
Yeah.
guitar player from
Yep.
Brother Kane, if you remember them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
He also played guitar for Alice Cooper for a while.
yes, he did.
Hey, Robert? No.
No. Yeah.
And now Keen Roberts is coming back. Did we just do like a
yeah,
7-degree thing there?
That's
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Isn't it 6 degrees? You got one too many degrees.
I don't know. However many degrees.
Yeah, Neil Strauss actually left. That's why he came back.
Yep.
Playing
House,
Demi.
boy, is she disgusting, huh? Woo!
I've seen her a couple of times. I went. It was horrible, but I
best-
went.
Best
Yeah.
thighs and rock and roll. Sorry.
Those are those horrible leather pants. Oh my God! She should just rip them off.
Alice,
No,
was it you and I that got to see her when she cut her head or whatever, that she was bleeding that one night? Was that you and I at that show?
I
don't remember.
know.
I was at the Evansville show when she got hit in the face with a microphone.
Yeah, she gets beat up on the Alice
Yeah.
tour.
That's probably why she quit.
She should be a pro wrestler.
Oh,
I'd buy tickets for that.
yeah.
I don't know why
We'd
she
all
went
buy
with
tickets
Jimmy,
for that.
but, yeah, no kidding. No, I wouldn't, because I just don't like wrestling. Sorry. So there you go. I got.
Did any of you
alarm
guys
is
think
going
this
off
was
right
about
now.
wrestling at all? Nobody else thought this was about wrestling, Dennis. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got off track. I just don't like wrestling.
Yeah, so he's the weird one, yeah.
But I do like.
Sorry.
That's right.
I like Nina.
We take turns being the weird one.
We don't.
So are you doing anything writing for your next album or next EP or what you got coming up?
Oh my God, I'm glad you asked. At the time this was released, we were almost done with the brand new record. I mean, the brand new one, it's been so close to being done. I'm even adding songs to it. The new album is the next level. I like
Cool.
this. This was great. But this album, like I said, I was sitting on it with COVID too. This album's probably 4 years old by this point, at least. So the new one is the next level. I actually started playing 8-string and recorded this one with the 8-string. So it's got all those low extended range frequencies. It's like, I don't know, if someone were to open your mouth and grab your tongue and kick you in the nards at the same time. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It doesn't sound good, but when it happens to your ears, it's really fantastic.
I'm gonna take your word.
I'd let Nina. I'd let Nina do that to me.
Oh man, I would let her do that to me. I'd wear her ass like a hat.
Hopefully she's not watching this.
She's not watching this.
I
Hopefully not.
promise you she's not.
Like she gives two shits about us.
You know what? We'll post this and we'll put her name and tag her, and then see if she watches it, and then see if any of us are ever allowed to go to another show.
I'd post her
like,
kicking me in the nuts. That'd be good for some streams.
She's like, "Who's talking about me?" Oh God, you know.
We'll just ask her politely if you'd like to come on the show and clear the air.
Yeah.
Be glad to have you on.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hey Nina, would you like to have your ass worn as a hat?
Our show.
We have a dress. We have
Well,
a dress
I'm
code.
just gonna tell you guys, I don't know if y'all have seen her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is.
He will fuck you up.
Oh, sure. I'm sure he's ginormous.
It's like
He
you can
is.
come on the
I went
show.
and saw her solo show in Ohio last year, and he's the drummer. And this dude has got tree trunks for arms. Oh my gosh, I'd be scared.
Wow.
I'd be scared to even say hi to that guy.
No kidding, huh?
He's pretty solid.
There's like
there's
there's 7 of us. There's 6 of us, right? 7.
Yeah.
7 of us. I mean, surely God, we can take it. 7.
So you're saying there's a chance?
That's the greatest line ever.
Robert knows karate.
Yeah, I was asking with that fucker.
So Robert, I have a question. So you reached out to us. You reached out to so how did you find us?
Oh, Jesus criminy.
Make some shit up too.
Make it sound really good.
So
We were talking with our good friend Jeff Pilson, and
Yes.
right. No. Actually, I've never met Jeff Pilson. I after the restraining order, I just kind of let go of that.
That might.
But I just come down from Mount Everest, right? We'd already lost 2 guys. We lost a Sherpa. We lost a donkey. And I was thinking about, God, I keep doing this for the rest of my life. I can't. I said, you know what? I'm going to form a band and reach out to radio stations and see if they'll play my stupid songs. I think, you know what? That's fucking genius. Long story short, here I am with you fuckers. And we're talking about this. And yeah, you're not buying that. I am. Oh, yeah. Have I answered any questions? I found you guys. I went down. I was going down the rabbit hole, and I just had some recommendations. I think you guys actually you featured some music from some friends of mine, and they just gave me reviews about you guys, and they were like, "Yeah, these guys are fucking cooler than shit. You should get a hold of them. Send your stuff. They might play it. You never know." And so on that, basically, that you guys were cool as shit, which it turns out you are, and that you would play my shit, which is it turns out you are. It was fantastic. So for me, it was word of mouth. I mean, I don't know if you guys have some sort of big promo thing that you're doing or something, but it was word of mouth. I wish I could remember. there's quite a few bands actually blowing up around here, doing really well, and we're all just kind of supporting each other as we go up and we get more opportunities and stuff like that. It was one of them. Like I said, I couldn't remember exactly who it was, but I think it was more than one band. And they said, check them out. I was like, okay, done and done. I reached out and everything they said was right.
Yeah, it's word of the mouth, and it's also cash. Man, cash talks a lot. It's amazing.
Here.
You spend millions of dollars and you get like 8 fans. It's awesome.
Right. Speaking of which, don't cash that check I sent you yet.
Okay.
Give it like 7 days, 7 to 9 days. They said so. And that'll be fine.
And if it doesn't go through the first time, try it again.
And then just deposit it. Don't take the cash.
Don't
Robert,
cash it till the third. Don't cash it to the third Thursday of next week.
That's right.
Yep.
That is correct.
All right, Robert, where can people find your stuff, man? This is your time to pimp your shit.
We're available everywhere. We're with the Sony Orchard and Von Artist. They distribute our album. We're in Japan. We are freaking everywhere. You can go to Amazon. You can go to Deezer. You can go to, what's the other one? Help me out. Spotify. Oh, no. Oh. What happened?
Nothing.
No,
we're good.
You're still here.
Hey,
we still see you.
Stupid fingers and buttons. So pretty much everywhere that you can stream. Also, we have all kinds of stuff available on our website. We just got these new super cool T-shirts. They say "Doing it for the moms," because we're no chicken. Moms are a very untapped resource. So anyway, you can get that on our website, robertanthonyrobinson.com. We're all over the Facebook. We got the Instagram. We're on the Twitter. And like I said, any other streaming outlet you can find, we're there. Everywhere.
I do want to correct something that you just said. You said moms that are untapped resources. Obviously, if they're moms, they've been tapped.
Thank you. So you caught that, did you?
Yeah, he's like,
but they're ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
You're a little sharper than you look. Yeah.
You don't have to mess around going. They're ready to go. So we're good.
Is she in or is she out? No, she's in.
She's in.
She's in.
All right,
it's ladies' night.
Hang tight while I take us out of here. Hang tight while I take us out of here. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Y'all visit us on 80sofrock.com. Check out our past episodes and social media links. And until next time, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.